Hello and welcome everyone. It is Donna Gray here, your Stamping Up demonstrator from the Scenic Rim in Queensland, coming to you live on Thursday, the 11th of September. I'm super excited to be here crafting with you. Now, I was doing this crafting anyway, and I thought, why not just jump on and craft along with you? So it's always nice to be able to craft with others. So I thought I will get on here and I will hang out and I will craft with you all. So when you get the notification, please jump on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. And if you have any questions while I'm going along, please don't hesitate to ask. I would be more than happy to help you if you have any questions about papercraft, if you have any questions about scrapbooking. So I've actually got a 2-day scrapbooking retreat coming up this weekend. So because I have my 2-day scrapbooking retreat, I'm here and I'm designing my layout. So everyone is actually going to do 4 double page layouts this weekend. Now, it's not too late for you it is too late to join in person, but if you wanted to join and get a kit by mail, you can still register and get a kit by mail. All you need to do is use the link that is in the description of this video, and I will pop up I think I've got a QR code for anyone if you want to register. Let me see if I can find it. Or do I not have the code? I thought I had the code here. No, I'm looking through all the codes and I don't. It's in the description of this video. I will just share the link in the comments so that you can register if you are interested in registering for this 2-day scrapbooking retreat. So when you register for the 2-day scrapbooking retreat in a box, you just pay an extra $25 for the postage. And that gets you the everything that everyone gets in person, as well as the PDF to show you step by step how to actually create the 4 double page layouts. And it also there it is there. And it also gives you everything that everyone has. You're going to get the bundle, so you're going to have everything that you need to be able to recreate these gorgeous layouts. So let me just share that in the comment there, and we will feature that. There you go. So there is the link if you want to still get in on it. But so I've got 1 double page layout that's finished. I've got 2 others that are nearly finished. I wanted to work on one with you here. And then we will can't post messages to some channel. I don't know what's going on there, but we will see the double page layout that I'm going to do here. We'll see the one that I've got that is completed. It hasn't got any titles or anything on it. I've got another one that's nearly completed that's out on my dining room table, and I've got to do the 4th one this afternoon. So I thought, what better thing to do but to be crafting along with you all. So I can see I've got a few of you on. I've got Deb on, welcome, Colleen, Sue, Janelle, Julie, hello, welcome. So lovely to hang out with you. And I know it was short notice, but I thought, you know what, I'm crafting. So why not let's get out and craft together. Now, I hope we have less excitement than what we did the last time I did a video, because we had a little bit of excitement here. We had an accident that happened in our street while I was crafting live. So let's cross our fingers and hope nothing happens today out of the ordinary. So I'm just going to pop it down. So I've already done some of the things ahead of time. So I've actually already matted up and these are photos from my last retreat, my last Christmas retreat. And I also have registration open for the Christmas retreat, and that's going to be closing at the end of this month. So if you want to come along and hang out at our Christmas craft retreat, it's the biggest retreat of the year. I will actually pop that up in the bottom there, because I know that I have that here. 2-day Christmas Craft Retreat. There you go. You can scan that QR code. If you are no good at scanning QR codes, you can use the link. The link is in the description of the video. Now, if you're on YouTube, you just got to click the show more down below on YouTube. If you are on Facebook, it will be in the description. The top of it, you just need to see more and it will drop down and it will show you all the links. The other thing is, if you are on my email list, you will be getting emails with registration options and things as well. So if you always say, I don't know how to find the registration link, if you're on my email list, the emails go out consistently about all of the events and retreats and classes and things that I hold. So if you're not on my email list, please make sure you jump on the email list. So the language was funny. It wasn't my language. I know someone said that you could hear me, and I said that wasn't me. That was the neighbor when he seen that his car had been smashed. So, and I can tell you, I don't think I would have been happy if it was my car that was smashed like that either. All right, so I've gone ahead of time. I have matted this large photo up on some peach pie cardstock, and I've also matted it up on the gorgeous paper. So we are using the Charming Floral Suite. Floral Charm Suite, sorry. We are using the Floral Charm Suite. So for everyone that registers for the 2-day scrapbooking retreat, you will get the Charming Day stamp and die set. So you will get that as part of your bundle. You will also get the Floral Charm Designer Series paper. You will also get all of the 12 by 12 cardstock needed to do your 4 double page layouts. You will also get the beautiful pink braided ribbon. Let me just grab that. I'll just bring it in here. So you'll get a roll of the pink braided trim, and you will also get a pack of the embellishments that go with it as well. So you get jam-packed amount in this retreat. So you get the whole Floral Charm suite, plus you get 12 by 12 cardstock as well. So and plus you get the layouts and all the instructions that I designed for you. So anyway, so as I said, I've gone ahead and I've mounted this one up. I've also mounted these photos here. So I've mounted on one piece of the peach pie, I've mounted these 3 photos, and then this is the reverse side of this designer series paper. So you can see here, it's the reverse side, and I've mounted that other larger photo on that. We've also cut some strips, and you will get cutting directions. I've also got a scrap piece left over from cutting off the end of that, and I thought I might actually pop that in underneath that one there. So what I've actually done on this layout here, I want to do some stamping. I want to stamp some of the large floral stamps. So we've got 2 floral stamps here. We've got the large one and we've got the small one. So I want to stamp some of those, and I want to stamp it in Night of Navy, because Night of Navy, there's a fair bit of Night of Navy in this designer series paper here. And I've just realized that that is going to be upside down if I do it that way. So I might have to do it that way. We might have to change our layout to be over that way. I just realized that the leaves were upside down the way I was going to put it there. All right. So we've got that. So what I've actually done is I've drawn a rectangle here that is 1/4 inch smaller than what this piece is here. And then I can take that piece away and I can actually start to stamp and decorate, knowing that that is 1/4 inch smaller than what this piece is that I'm going to put on. So it gives me a bit of a guide of where I'm going to stamp. So I want to do some of the large floral, I want to stamp some of this large floral down in the bottom here. So I'm going to ink up with my Night of Navy ink. I'm going to take that large floral stamp and ink it up. And as I said, because I've marked out where that rectangle is, I am then able to move that away. And I know that if I stamp that right there, it's going to peek out from my layer and it's going to be absolutely perfect where it has to be. Okay, so you can see here, absolutely perfect where it has to be. Now I want to take the small, and I'm just going to do an accent around this bottom corner. I'm not going to do any more accent anywhere else, but just around this bottom corner. I'm going to take the small flower now, and I'm going to pop small flower in there. And that's going to give me a little bit more. And I'm going to pop another small flower up here. Okay, so you can see there, when I pop that back on, I've now got that gorgeous floral arrangement happening around that bottom corner. Now, I'm going to move on over to this page here, and I'm going to start to, I'm going to layer these two pieces together. So I like to use liquid glue. Other people tend to use the glue of their choice or double-sided tape, and I know a lot of, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. I know a lot of scrapbookers like to use double-sided tape. I'm a liquid glue girl. And the reason why I'm a liquid glue girl is because you'll see here, I'm able to wiggle that around and move it to where I want it to be. So I want that to have a nice bit of that peach pie coming out from underneath. All right, so now I was going to do it, I need to have the leaves going up the right way, so I was going to do it on the other side, but then that meant that the leaves were upside down. So I want that straight edge to go in underneath my photos, so I want to sort of hide that straight edge with my photos. Now the next thing that I want to do as well is I want to put some of this accent, I want to bring some accent into here as well with the stamping. So I think what I might do is bring these, they're going to sit nearly over to the edge. I'm going to bring that in, that it's going to come in underneath here. Actually, I'm going to bring it out about there. Okay, so I think I want to stamp some floral pieces down through here. And I also probably want to stamp some floral pieces down here. Although if I bring that down, I could stamp some floral pieces up the top. So maybe that's my thought process. Maybe we'll bring them down and we'll do some floral accents up the top here. And then we'll do maybe some floral accents down here. And that way then you've got your triangle of your embellishments. And it also gives us room to have a title here or some journaling. So, all right. So thank you, Colleen. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do now is I have one of these, I might have taken it back out onto my table out in the dining room. I normally have a ruler, but I'm just going to mark, hopefully I've got a pencil in here. It doesn't really matter because I can do it with a pen even if I haven't got a pencil, because I've got a highlighter pen here. All right, so you're probably not going to see this too well, but I'm going to pull this down and I'm just going to mark here. And that makes me know that that's going to go up there and I can actually stamp. That's going to be about the edge. So it's amazing what you can hide in underneath where your photos are. So I think I'm going to do, the sad part about this one, it's upside down. So I think I'm going to do just the little one and create, well, I might be able to do it that way. Let me see. It's sort of upside down when you stamp it this way, but I might be able to go like that it can look all right. Okay. And maybe just the small one, we can add a small one like that. And another small one up through here. And then, of course, when we pop our photo back, we've got some beautiful foliage. And I'm going to just bring that flower down through that way, just to add a little bit more at the top. Okay, so then you've got that gorgeous floral accent happening up the top there. All right, And then where this piece is going to go, I'm going to pop some floral pieces down in this bottom corner. So I think I'm going to do the large one. We'll ink that one up. And we'll do the large one just sitting in the corner like that. And that might be just about all we need to do there. All right. I'm just going to use a cloth to wipe away that ink. Now, what I'm going to do is, we've stamped that there with the Night of Navy, but I actually want to colour and get those to have a little bit of colour. So I'm actually going to take some Wink of Stella, and I'm going to grab my Peach Pie ink, and I'm going to grab a little block and put some ink on a block. Okay. And then I'm going to pick up some of that Peach Pie and I'm going to colour. Now, just remember, the Night of Navy will want to move with your Wink of Stella. So try and keep your Peach Pie in amongst just where the white is. Try to not touch that Night of Navy, because the Night of Navy will actually move with your Wink of Stella. The darker colours will do that without even having to pick up any ink. So all I'm doing is just using it a little bit like watercolouring, but adding a little hint of that Peach Pie to bring some Peach Pie into my flowers. Same thing with this smaller one. Being careful, trying not to touch the Night of Navy ink. Okay. There, and another little tiny piece there. Okay, so we'll do that. So we've got some Peach Pie there. Let's grab some up in our flowers up the top here. So now with these ones, I just like to flick out from the inside piece, just little tiny flicking motions, and it looks like a little bit of colors coming from the inside of those petals. So you don't need a lot of ink, but just enough to give those flowers a little bit of color. As I said, being careful not to touch that Night of Navy with your Wink of Stella. And I can't really see a lot of this flower here where my photo is going to sit, but I will probably just add a little bit of color into that top part of that one. So probably more like, because I can see where my highlighter marks are, so that means that that's going to be underneath my photo. So I'm just going to not waste time and effort in colouring pieces that are going to get covered up. So like that, and maybe a little bit out of that one, because you'll probably see a little bit of that and maybe a little bit of this one. Like so. All right, and we've got some for over on this page here, so I'll bring that over, move that, move my photo, we'll keep picking up that ink, and as I said, watching that we don't get the Night of Navy ink. Even if it's been dried for a while, you will still find that your Wink of Stella will shift that Night of Navy just because of how dark the ink is. And you don't have to be too particular. We're not colouring the image in totally. What we're doing is just giving it a hint of colour to add some colour to those petals of the flower. And as I said, just flicking on this smaller flower, I just flick out from the center to get some color. If you haven't watercolored, Wink of Stella is probably similar to watercoloring. You do have a bit more control over it than watercoloring. Watercoloring tends to get quite wet and can tend to seep places where you don't want it. Now, when you're finished with your Wink of Stella and you want to clean it, you just wipe it on a bit of paper, and then you can go through and you can pick up a different colored ink. Now, I'm actually going to, let's see whether that's going to move the blue. Not going to move too much, so I'm going to grab some Night of Navy on a block so I can add some Night of Navy to the leaves now. Now, all I'm going to do is pick up a little bit. Now, it's going to be really obvious, this Night of Navy on your Wink of Stella. So what I'm actually doing is really, with a real light touch, adding some Wink of Stella to those leaves. And the beauty of this is you get a gorgeous color, and you also get the shimmer and shine of the Wink of Stella, which is really cute. So it makes your stamping look so much better because it has that gorgeous shimmer and shine as well as a bit of color. So sorry, this bit's probably going to take me a while to get done, but I'll try and be a little bit quicker with it. And as I said, just brushing out from the center with those leaves. And I'm physically like doing it fairly quick. All you're really wanting is just a hint of that color to move. Type it in the comments. Do you use your Wink of Stella to color? Is it something you haven't tried before, or is it something that you do quite often? Type it in the comments and let me, I can see everyone's very quiet. No one's saying anything. I know you're probably all watching, but do you color with your Wink of Stella, and are you confident with coloring with your Wink of Stella? Leaves and flowers and things, by just giving them a hint of that color, is so easy just by using that little brush technique and coloring them. So you can see there, look at how that's given that so much more color and life to the image. Let's add a little bit more to that one. It was a bit light. I'll pull it up a little bit higher so you can see in a minute. Oh, Rhonda, so you get to watch me live. So your dog must have known that I was on. The dogs have been going quite crazy, and it's really windy here today, like really windy, and the dogs next door started this howling business this morning, and I was like, oh, I actually recorded it and sent it to the neighbor to say, this is the noise your dogs are making. Not in a horrible way. I just wanted to let her know, because they've been doing it quite often lately, and they've been getting like a real howl up, like, and I don't know whether they think it's fun or whether they're distressed. Like, it's quite it sounds quite mournful the way they do it. So and she asked me the other night when, oh, I don't need to color down there. She asked me the other night when their car got hit, how the dogs had been. And so I said, oh, they've been quite good. And then today they started howling like it again. But they had stopped for a while. But there was someone that said, obviously people were complaining in our street about the dogs howling like they were. And I was sort of trying to work out whose dogs it was, like, because it was quite crazy where the sound was coming from. You couldn't work out whose dog it was. But it turned out it was the neighbor's dog. All right. So I'm sorry this has taken a bit of time, but once I get it coloured, it will be worthwhile. I'm not getting any comments. Are you all watching? Is everyone still there? I can't see any comments happening at all. Okay. Oh, yeah, it says I've got 18 people watching, so you must be there. I'm just not seeing any comments. If you have any questions about colouring with your Wink of Stella, type it into the comments. I'm more than happy to, if I see the comment, to help you out and give you some hints of how to make it easier. Okay, a couple of leaves here. You love the way I'm colouring it, Sue? And honestly, it just a Wink of Stella. All you need is a Wink of Stella and you are good to go. And it's physically just flicking it. Like it's not really that hard. Being mesmerized, are you? All right. Now you must remember whenever you're coloring with Wink of Stella or anything like that, it is going to seep through the other side. So, and with scrapbooking, it's okay because you're going to put another page on the other side anyway. But just remember that it will, it's like alcohol markers. It will bleed through the other side. So just remember that that's what you will see on the other side. I'm nearly finished. Sorry, it's taking a bit longer than I thought. There's more leaves here than I thought there was. And I always feel like it's easier to flick down towards you. Well, that's how I feel it is. Flicking down towards you is easier than trying to flick away. And it's much better on your brush if you're flicking down towards you as well. So we've done just about all those leaves. Okay, and there you have it. All right, so that's all ready to go. Okay, let's run that on some white paper. So whenever you're finished with your Wink of Stella, just run it on a scrap piece of paper and then it's good to go for the next project. Very effective, you think? You're still here, you're just watching the beautiful colouring. All right, so now it's time to adhere this together. So this one here, I'm just going to line that up and pop that on. Now, when it comes to scrapbooking, I eyeball things. Like I physically don't measure. I eyeball things. Hang on, I'll just go and grab the ruler off the table out in the dining room. Okay, so a tea ruler like this is your lifesaver when it comes to, I'm getting a phone call at the moment while I'm live. When it comes to lining things up on your page, a tea ruler is really, really, you love this bundle and DSP, Colleen. A tea ruler is really handy to be able to line it up and get it nice and straight. So how a tea ruler works is it has like a groove that you can see how it grabs onto the outside of your page. And we don't sell them, unfortunately. I wish we did. But you can actually pick them up at an online craft store. They're quite cheap. It wasn't a huge amount of money. I can remember when I bought it. And it's been my lifesaver, I can tell you. But I use liquid glue because liquid glue gives me that option to be able to have that wiggle room. And the wiggle room allows you then to be able to line up where you want to do it. So I'm just going to drop it just below that pencil line that I've got there, and it gives me an idea of where it was. And I think it was like 1 inch and 1/16, actually 1/8. I mean 1 inch and 1/8, and so I can line that up on there, how far in I've got it, line it up on the straight edge, and it's nice and straight. Colleen says she uses Wink of Stella a lot, but not thought of using it to color. Yep, I can tell you, coloring with your Wink of Stella is awesome. And I just forgot I was going to do something too. I was going to sponge around the outside edges of those. Can I pull it up? No, can't pull it up. I was going to sponge the outside edge, but I am going to sponge the outside edge of these. I'll just tell them in the class to sponge the outside edge. I should have sponged the outside edge of the photo mat, but I'd already stuck it on. So I'm going to do it on these ones just to show you how effective it is. I've got a sponge dauber here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to take one of our sponge daubers, and we sell the sponge daubers, and I'm going to use my Night of Navy ink, and I'm going to sponge around the outside edge of these photo mats. And that way it's going to bring in some of that Night of Navy that we've stamped with. It's going to bring some of that in as well by just doing the edges. And it allows you to have a couple of different colors when it comes to your matting layers without having to use a whole heap of cardstock or designer series paper. You can do it by just adding that extra color around your photo mat that you've already got. So then it incorporates two colors rather than just one. And I know a lot of people probably shy away a little bit from scrapbooking because they think it's a lot of work. It's physically not a huge amount of work if you keep your layouts simple and easy to do. And normally what I do is I work out from my photos. I print my photos, and then I lay them on the 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, and I work out where I'm going to put my designer series paper. And I think everyone does it differently. This is how I do it. I physically just lay the photos out and then go, oh, I'll have a bit of designer series paper coming down here, and I'll arrange the photos like this. And then I work out what I'm going to map the photos on, depending on the designer series paper that I've chosen. So there we have some edging around those, and it just gives them a little bit more oomph rather than not having the edging. So I will, when the girls do it on the weekend, I will encourage them to make sure that they put that edging on. All right, so I'm then going to, with this, I'm going to bring that, actually, I'm wondering whether I still want to do that this side. Okay, now I need a bit of guidance. Do I want to do it that side there and pop it over like that, and like that? Or do I want to put it on? So tell me, do you think it would look good on the left or on the right? There or there or there, like that? What do you think? Left or right? Type it into the comments. Now I'm assuming for the weekend, I'm probably going to stamp another flower and pop that up on top and have these other flowers peeking out from underneath. Okay, so we've got Sue saying right, Colleen saying left. So we've got a 50-50 chance at the moment. So that's where it's left. Got two that are saying left. Colleen, you said left and now you said right. What do we got? Right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left. Left got it. Left got it. Okay. So I think I like it on the left as well. I think I do. I know I stamped there because I was going to be doing it over there, but I think I like it on the left. Okay, so if we're going to put it on the left, I'm going to leave a little tiny gap on the left there. So let's leave a tiny, tiny little gap. Okay. So we're going to line that up. And I'm just leaving about 1/8 of an inch or a smidge smaller than 1/8 of an inch down that side. Okay. All right. And now, of course, I can actually pop these out a little bit further. So I feel like I want to stamp another flower there just because I can. I'm wondering if I stamp this flower. No, I think I want to stamp one of the small ones just to add another little bit. So sorry, but I'm going to add a little bit more. And that way it's bringing, oh, I could add another one as well. I want to sort of pull it out here. Oh, I didn't stamp it up high enough. Let's stamp one up in through there. Okay. There we go. That's given me a bit more. So let's pick up a little bit of colour and we'll just quickly colour those. So let's do a bit of colour there. Let's write that clean. Let's pick up some blue. And I just told you to do it coming down towards you, but I'm doing it away from me because I don't feel like turning the page around, but it will work. I'm much better at doing it down towards me. There we go. Add a bit more. That. Okay. I don't think they're going to be seen anyway. I need to put a little bit more in that petal just there. Pick up some of that and some in there. Okay. There we go. That doesn't look too bad at all. All right. And I sort of want to bring it over this way so that we can see that torn bit. So hence why I'm bringing it over as far as I am. And then this one's smaller, so we might be able to line that up. Looks good there, and line that up even with that. And then we've got our flower coming in there. So that looks quite cute. I could even pull them out even a little bit more. A little bit more so we can see that gorgeous torn edge. All right. I think I'm happy with that. What do you think? Give me a thumbs up in the comment if you think that that looks pretty good. All right. While I'm waiting to see if you think that looks pretty good, I think I'm going to maybe die cut. Let me die cut a Night of Navy flower. So let's just do that. And some leaves. Okay, so the dies have a really nice, this one here, that it's a die that that is like a background die. So I'm going to do that in Night of Navy, and then I think I'm going to do a white flower, just cut out a white large flower. So let's actually grab some white, and we can stamp basic white. we'll stamp a couple of flowers in Night of Navy. So I'm going to stamp probably one large. One large one. And probably do two small ones. One and two. Okay. So let's cut that. Okay. So I'm just going to cut some of the blue. Maybe like that. I think I might, there's some leaves in here too. I might do some leaves, might give me, I don't know whether I'm going to use them or not, but we may as well cut it out while we're going. And if we can use it, we use it. If we don't, I can use it on another page. All right, that. And we will run those through. Hey, Crystal, lovely to see you. Long time no see. Are you still in Casino? Okay. So we have that one. So you can see there, this one's a really nice, pretty piece to be able to put in underneath. And we have that one, and we have that one. And I'm just going to pop them in there. I'm going to grab our white piece now and cut out those flowers. That one and this one. My daughter was just home for lunch. She's just left. I organised to go live at this time thinking that she would have been and gone for her lunch, and then she ended up running late at work. And I said to her, well, when you come home, I can't have lunch with you because I will be on a live video. So, but that's okay. She's not heading to the gym tonight, so we'll have dinner tonight together, which will be nice. So different having someone living with you again. Been so used to doing everything on my own time, my own schedule, and all of a sudden there's someone else to think about. Yeah, Crystal, kids take up the time, don't they? They must be getting older now. They were so little when I first met you. Okay. All right, so we have that. So we're probably going to colour these flowers as well. So you probably have to sit with me while I colour again, but it's going to make it look so much better. And I'll probably decide that I need more. Sometimes I think I just need to stop. You know how sometimes you get so carried away with embellishing, and yeah, sometimes you just go, you've just got to stop. That's enough is enough. All right, so we've got some gorgeous leaves there, that one and this one. Okay. All right, let's close that up and let's see, we'll put them in, and let's see what this is going to look like with a few more extra embellishments. Why not? Okay, let's bring back in our pages. Okay, now I feel like I would like to put this one, let me just pop out the pieces out of it that don't need to be in it. That one, that one, and that one. So with this scrapbooking retreat, we are learning so many different things. So we're doing some interactive pages as well in this scrapbooking retreat. And that means that instead of having this one here is just a plain page. When I say a plain page, it's gorgeous. But so you can see here, I can pop that on there and then pop a flower on the top. And we've got some nice foliage coming out from underneath our flower. I could even pop it around a little bit further. Okay, so I'm going to need to colour that flower, and I'm probably going to need to colour these two as well. Or we could pop a couple of just little flowers on those. Oh, just one on that looks nice. What do you think? Just one on that, and maybe we could put the leaves in underneath this one just to take. What do you think about that? Or even maybe there. What are your thoughts? And then we've still got an extra flower. We could probably pop a flower up there. All right, let's colour those flowers while we make our decision of what we're going to do. Your eldest is 18 next month. Oh, my Lord, Crystal, really? Well, I mean, mine are 25. One turned 25 the other day, and the other one's turning 23 next week. So I have a 25-year-old and nearly a 23-year-old. Okay, so let's add a little bit of color just on that. Same with this one. I should have colored my flowers before I got on here. That's what's taken the most time up. Okay, let's do this flower here. You like the arrangement, Lynn? I think just the single one on here looks quite nice. I sort of don't want to overpower too much. We've done some gorgeous colouring in underneath there. I want to still be able to see that gorgeous colouring that we've done and not sort of overpower it too much with this one. Okay, so we've got that. Then, of course, we're going to go into our Night of Navy. Do you remember when my girls were in school? I know. Yeah. Sadly, you know what that means. We're all getting older as well. Our kids are getting older, so are we. Which is the sad part. But anyway. All right, so we have that one. And I'm trying to color as quick as I can. It's this big one that has heaps of leaves that takes ages to color. And a couple of those leaves are quite big. But you can see all I'm doing is dragging that Wink of Stella brush down towards me, picking up a little bit of ink just with a light touch and dragging it down towards me just to add a little bit of highlight in the deep part of the leaf that is coming straight out from the stem. So you'll find that most leaves have a darker color in the center and come out to fading on the ends. So that's sort of the effect that I'm trying to get with the blue, is just to have that color coming out from the bottom of the leaves and fading out to lighter on the ends. Okay. And there we have it. All right. So we've got all of our flowers colored. I could possibly put a little bit more. Sorry, I'm being a bit particular here, aren't I? A little bit more on that one. And I've seen that there was a petal there I missed. A bit of color. There we go. Oh, that one. Now I'm getting too particular, aren't I? That one needs a bit more color. Okay. We're all good. Tell me to stop. Everyone tell me to stop. All right. So we have that all sorted. So let's glue our photos on here. So I'm going to bring that out. I'm going to make sure I cover over where I've got my highlighter pen. Make sure that's not going to sneak out. So just there where I've got the highlighter pen. Now I could have probably used my ruler to make sure that that is straight, but it's probably too late now. It's probably all oh, I got it pretty straight anyway. There we go. All right, let's use it for the bottom one. Okay, let's eyeball that, and probably about there, I think. Maybe it could go over here a bit more. No, I think I'm going to level it that way. There. All right, so we're going to add some glue onto there. And you know, I'm a card maker predominantly, and I often say it's just what we do with the paper. Okay, so that's going to sit there nicely. Let's line that up onto that and line it up with the edge up there. There, and we've got it nice and straight. So the T-ruler just helps you with lining it up and getting it nice and straight. Okay. Now, of course, I think I'm going to just pop that over there and maybe pop that one flower on top. I'll bring in do you want to see the interactive page that I made? So as I said, with this scrapbooking retreat, I really wanted to make sure that we're pushing ourselves outside of that comfort zone. You know what I mean? Now, you could, if you wanted to, if you don't mind dimension in your layout, you could pop that up on to dimensionals. And I'm going to do that because it just brings it to life a little bit when you pop it up. I'm not a fond believer of, I don't want to bulk up my pages too much, but I know with when Stampin' Up! Did the virtual album retreat, they popped lots and lots of things up. And I was like, oh, I don't know whether I want to do that. And I remember Tina and I were both crafting together. Tina came here to my place and we hung out and did the 3-day virtual album retreat together. And by the end of it, we were popping things up. So we were like, it's actually not too bad to pop things up. But of course, it is going to create a bit of bulkness when it comes to your layout. So, and when it comes to your albums, but a little foam dimensional isn't too bad. All right. Colleen's saying, yes, please. All right. I will grab those in a minute. So I'm going to pop this one up as well on a couple of dimensionals. Now I'm going to pop my dimensionals in the middle of this because I still want to be able to pop my foliage in underneath and don't want my dimensionals interfering with where I want to poke my foliage in underneath. So I've just popped the dimensionals in the middle there. And then I'm going to layer that up there. So I'm still seeing a lot of my colored floral pieces in underneath. Now I've got to work out where I'm going to pop this one. There and there maybe. That could be nice coming along there. So let's add a little bit of glue on that. So it leaves me room for a title here that we can pop on there. So now I'm only putting glue on that bottom half of that leaf foliage because I don't mind that the top part can move around a little bit. So let's see how far I can poke that in under there. Okay, so we've got that foliage coming out there, and I might even bring that one, oops, got it stuck in under there now. It's stuck on one of my dimensional. I might even bring that one up here, I think, just to add a little bit more up through there. I could possibly add another leaf, maybe down through here. But for the sake of the video, we're probably going to stop at this one. Okay, so we'll add that there. And look how that's turned out. So we've got our triangle of our embellishments. A title along here will just balance up those pages because this one's quite full. This one's, oh, sorry, I've popped a comment up there. So this one's quite full. This one's not so full. So I'll probably pop a title in underneath. You love seeing me do layouts? As long as you don't use really bulky embellishments, you'll be right. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like it's only a small amount. Like just the dimensionals aren't that thick, like so it's only a small amount, but it just brings those embellishments to life. So, all right. So I'll give you a sneak peek. So I will actually pop a title on that, and I'm going to do a bit of a sneak peek of the interactive pages that I did. Okay. So we sell things called flip flaps. So these are my two other pages that my double page layout that I've done. And this is my 21-year-old. So this was last year, her turning 20. Sorry, no, this was not last year, the year before, her turning 21. She's now turning 23 this year. And we had some gorgeous photos of her 21st. So I thought, what better way than to do a gorgeous layout using her 21st photos. And I just thought the beautiful beige colors and the soft pinks and things were so perfect for this layout. So, so the first thing that I wanted to teach people in this layout is the flip flaps. So we've actually got some flip flaps here. So this allows us to have more photos. So I've done the central photo is the flip flap piece, and we will actually cut a slot in our page protector to be able to pull that flip flap through. And then that flip flap, you will be able to, when you open the album, you'll be able to still have this page in the protector, but you'll be able to open it up. And then this one, are you ready for this? This one has an interactive piece here. So let's just show you this. Okay, so we've got it like that, and then it's got another interactive piece here where it opens up to more photos again. And again, we will be cutting a slot in our page protector to be able to slide this through. I actually think what I'm going to do is cut a U slot, which will then mean that we will be able to flip that up and the page protector will flip up with that photo. Okay, so that way it's easier, because if you start to try and cut a slot, it's okay for something like this. You can feed it through. It's going through as you're putting the page in. It's going through at the same rate, like same angle, so it's quite easy to do that. But this one here, because it's actually opening this way, it's a lot harder, and I don't want to bend this photo to try and bend it out through the slot. So I'm actually probably going to cut a U shape to be able to, and then that will mean that flap will actually flap open when we go to open that as well. So so that is two of the layouts that I'm doing, and they get to do 4 layouts altogether. And the other one, I said I've got a third one that is just about finished on my table out in my dining room, and I will be creating a fourth one tonight as well. And then I'll sit tomorrow and do the PDF up. So hopefully you've enjoyed watching that scrapbooking layout and how I put things together, my thought process. But as you can see, pretty simple and easy layouts. They're not anything too intricate. They're very effective. They've got some nice embellishments and they're not overdone. So some people like to spend weeks and weeks on a double page layout, and hours and hours and hours and really over embellish. And my thought process is, you want the photos to be the main focal point, not the embellishments. Okay. So one of the things that I always like to do is to make sure that the embellishments don't take the attraction away from the photos. Your photos are what are the main focal point of that page. So so that's just me, and that's how I like to do layout. So I thought, why not hang out with you this afternoon and jump on and do a layout with you. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And as I said, we're all paper crafters. So what we do with the products, whether it's scrapbooking, whether it's card making, whatever we do, it is what we do with the gorgeous paper and the supplies that we have. You can create beautiful things. If you're not a scrapbooker, you can always turn around and use these gorgeous papers for making cards as well. So thank you everyone for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed that this afternoon. Please give me the thumbs up if you like what I did. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already subscribed. And please share this over onto your social media if you have friends that are crafters that may want to come in and see how the thought process with a scrapbook layout, what steps you go through and how the thought process is, and those tips and tricks that you learned about using the T-ruler to be able to line things up straight. If you like it, please give me the thumbs up, because YouTube and Facebook love it when you do that. So thank you. You wish you lived nearer to come to my workshops. And for anyone, if you're interested, I've pinned it in the comments here. It is in the link down below. You can actually purchase this scrapbooking workshop. You can actually purchase it as an online kit to go. So that means that I will pack it all up in a box. Of course, I will have to order the supplies in to me first, and then when it arrives, be able to pack out all the extra pieces that you need, like your flip flaps that you need, the page protectors. So you will actually get a couple of page protectors, because I want to teach people how to cut those sleeve protectors to be able to have their interactive pages to work. But you will get all of that, and it is $260 for the retreat, but you get the stamps, the dies, the designer series paper, the ribbon, the embellishments. You get all the 12 by 12 cardstock to do 4 double page layouts, and you get a step-by-step tutorial. So if you're interested, please make sure you jump on, click that link. If there's any issues with the link, please message me privately. I'll be more than happy to help you out. But it's not too late. You can actually get a retreat in a box sent out to you no matter where you live in Australia. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you all again.